bind to 3. Okay.
We'll just manually bind to 3
Left.
because Nightfire will be taking 1.
Okay.
I haven't taken
Live.
this yet.
We're back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Roman G-Men underway with round number 6. If you are just coming in here, hit that F5 button, refresh the stream. It'll be buttery smooth.
Yeah, and we're gonna, like Nightfire said, we are now in round 5. Rome are looking to get a point of their own. The Volk defense has been very strong. Gladiator's gonna try to take a very north position. He's able to call out 2 members of the G-Men, kind of identify where that main push is coming from. There is 1 G-Man on the south side. And 2 members on Rome to be able to take care of that, so I don't think that'll be any problem for Rome, but this north side definitely gave Gladiator a little bit of a panic.
Yeah, we do have 2 G-men running up the north up until now, relatively unimpeded, although I do see some of Rome up there by the, what is that, a 5-story?
Yeah, some people like to call that one Edna's Watch, but the rotation from Rome is definitely well accounted for, given the fact that there are 2 G-men also on the north side as well. Definitely good battle for this north side. Very crucial area to hold for this particular objective, the garage one. Alrighty, and a couple shots going off on Lucky's side. He's on the plane wing. Going to kind of get into a battle. Miracle Dev is going to be able to find William Dunce on the north side. That shuts down 1. There's still 1 more Rome kind of holding off that north push. That is Gladiator himself. He's going to get really aggressive onto Zach Fontaine. He's going to be able to find that. Zach's not ready for it now. And the rotation come from a Miracle Dev. They will trade. They're both up, so the res can come out on either side.
And I didn't notice if that happened before or after he died, but we did lose one of G-men.
Oh, a drop did happen. So now G-Men only have 2. 1 is resable. That res is so important right now. Poopchu was able to confirm Gladiator and go for that res. Just as we're saying that.
And Lucky kind of 1 dune away from being a major threat here to 2 of the 3 remaining G-men.
I still don't think G-Men are really aware of Lucky's position. Like, Poopachu's kind of just casually looting Zach Fontaine's dead body. And Lucky is just... It's very fortunate for Poop that Lucky hasn't been very peaky on him.
Yeah, I think he's just sort of waiting for that approach. He's going to pop up at the most opportune time.
It looks like that the battle's going to come to Lucky anyways as Poop makes a rotation toward that area. I think he calls out Lucky's positioning. Shots come out. Lucky's able to find 1, but Poopachu will be able to get that refrag.
It leaves us in a 2v2.
Yeah, and in rounds like these and how this whole, map has been going, this is very crucial. We've seen the Volk advantage come out very strong here. Big Mike's going to try to find a pick onto the man by peeking in and out, but against the shield, that's just not going to work. You have to find that precise location if you want to be able to take it down in a 1v1. Being able to shoot that hand out or the pistol, wherever it's coming from, is kind of the key when it comes to 1v1. Big Mike's going to probably do what's wise for him and rotate closer to the objective. He knows that the man has to be there at some point, otherwise they get a free point. Poopachu's also getting pretty dangerously close as well.
I'm not sure how I feel about the man kind of being off by himself with the shield. I mean, we saw that not work out so well in the past.
Yeah, but I don't think he really had too much of a choice in that matter. He did. No, he didn't actually. He did. We don't know because 1 person did drop. Remember that.
Right.
So maybe that was his battle buddy. But regardless, it's not ideal to be alone on the shield with no cover, especially when Volk have a slight advantage in your general vicinity.
But man, if Pupichu's able to catch Man Bear Pig and is a fast capper, he could get a cap right now.
Yeah, Man Bear Pig's not even looking that way, and Poopachu's been pretty quiet, so there's probably a good chance he might be able to find that pick pretty easily. He
There it is.
identifies Man Bear Pig. He's able to get onto that
There it
now.
is.
Poopachu is on objective. Tablet out. The rotation has to come in from
Yeah,
Big Mike, but it's
and I
not
don't think it's
happening
gonna
quick
happen.
enough.
There
No.
it is.
G-Man will go up 5-2 on map 2.
That gives them the map and the series.
Very, very well executed from Poopachu. He was able to identify the situation. He was able to probably, use callouts from the man saying that, one is by him on the south side. And he realized that these are the last 2 guys up. I find the one. Objective is very open. I can get this code in immediately and get us a map win. It was just so well.
Absolutely. And I love it when they kind of show me up when I say, I don't know how I feel about something. It's like, oh, I feel pretty good now.
Yeah.
We're going to have a cargo and Snoopy.
Yeah. Well, map 3 is going to be Bizarre. Probably one of my favorites, personally. What about you, Xandria? We're going to start off with the East Courtyard objective. Very interesting one because of that oh so famous quick spawn.
It is definitely one of those objectives that, like, if you get that quick spawn, you can kind of overwhelm a little bit.
It would be very interesting to see how Rome would react to, or adapt to having that quick spawn advantage. But they lately have not been as aggressive as we've seen them before. They've been slowing down the game. They've been trying to go for more of the picks rather than the brute force aggression. I don't really think that cap has been on their mind at all.
Yeah, not so much.
There was only like one instance where we saw Gladiator kind of run up on his own and got pretty close, but Brass was able to shut that down on Suburbia. But after that, we really haven't seen any crazy strategies coming out from Rome. They've been playing very conservatively. They've been doing kind of stuff that we'd see kind of like as vanilla strategy.
Yeah, especially with G-Men having such tight defense. I haven't really seen them like leave too many holes open. You kind of have to go through them to get to the objective.
Yeah, the G-Men have definitely been able to set up great defenses, and I think it's a staple of any top-tier team is to be able to set up a great defense and make it very challenging for any team, regardless of how skilled they are, to be able to kind of break through that and get close to the objective, or even remotely close to it. Because generally these defenses have been very spread out. They control the angles. They don't control the objective. They control the lanes to the objective. It's like controlling supply lines. Well, it doesn't. It looks like that we will have a cycling coming out from G-Men. They have won the match here, so this is a perfect time for them to play newer players if they want to kind of get some more experience going all the way around the team, or maybe get someone who's a little bit more specialized in Bizarre. We did mention before that they picked up Kija, but he is on cooldown, so that is not an option at this point. Kija is replacing, who is it? It was, the name escapes me.
Yeah, as does it.
Yeah, I should have researched that beforehand. But regardless, Kija is replacing one member of G-Men. A pretty long time member as well. I don't think I can remember that name, man. But regardless, it'll be a very interesting pickup. Kija before has proven his ability to play can practically carry teams to the higher level. Chief,
Pineapple.
I do not. Yeah, I'm hearing that it's going to be he's replacing Chief Pineapple, but I do believe Chief Pineapple was out of G-Man a very long time ago. Well, we're still waiting on the 5th for G-Men. We're going to cut to an intermission here while we wait for G-Men to sort themselves out here. We'll see you on the other side.
That is the quickest way to get somebody in the lobby.
Yeah, it usually is the case that right as we go to intermission, the 5th. And welcome back. We've had a bit of a lineup change on G-Man's side. Oh, no, it was a false start, but Biggie Smalls will be the 5th member to close us out on map 3. As you may have already heard, map 3 is Bazaar, personal favorite of mine, and we got a great objective to start us off with. It's the East Courtyard one. The only way it could get better if we had a quick spawn.
Well, we should know that in about, what, 10 seconds? 5?
Oh, about now.
And
It is the quick spawn.
It is quick spawn.
Man Bear Pig will be bringing the shield. Great loadout for this spawn in particular. Allows you to get pretty aggressive on the defense, being able to call their positions and maybe get a pick or two if you are so lucky. It actually looks like that Rome is actually going to opt to go the opposite route of the quick spawn.
You kind of go down the center street here.
They're still going to bring that
Oh,
aggression.
Pikachu's pushing out.
Ooh. Steph is able to find a double. William Dunks is going to try to go for that refrag, but it won't happen as Nerfdev ducks in at just the right time. Lucky AF will trade with Miracle.
One down. I got one down.
And just like that, we're in a 1 and 2 halves versus 4.
Yeah. Big Mike's able to get one res out. Definitely kind of regaining that manpower that was lost in that rush. We were talking about Rome being aggressive most of the time, but not in this match. But now that aggression has come, and G-Men have just almost shut it down there.
It kind of stalled everything out for a little bit. Everybody's kind of regrouping.
Yeah, I think Rome are the ones regrouping after almost losing 4 members within the first minute of play. And Bear Pig will definitely be able to call out that rotation. Back to the objective now as he kind of moves his way in. I think he does realize that a teammate has passed on right by where he is, and he might be able to use that shield to be able to call the exact position of Poopachu. Oh, but Poopachu will be able to find that quick angle and shut down Man Bear Pig before he can do any damage. Now Lucky AF is going to make his move as well. The coordination on Rome is just not evident here as his backup is not there, but Biggie Smalls is watching this angle. Lucky tries to go for the cap regardless, and Biggie will shut that down. Now it's all up to one member of Rome.
Who's going to run the drone out.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I guess it's personal information. Like, all the information for yourself. Shots will take that down. It's all up to Big Mike now.
Against
So we
4
were-
of G-Men.
Yeah, and it kind of leads into what I was about to bring up again before I was interrupted by, gameplay. But the coordination on Rome here after, that first push just kind of went everywhere. And it's like we saw Lucky just go in for the cap with no support whatsoever into a very tight G-Men defense, and that was just not going to work any way you put it.
Yeah, and that spot that Biggie was, I mean, it's a fairly common spot as well, and he just didn't even check it.
I thought he did check it for a second, but he didn't check it thoroughly enough. He was kind of more focused on trying to get that cap in. It's kind of the desperation already in the first round of Bazaar. It's a heck of a way to start it. Big Mike will definitely try to rotate on this north side here, try to salvage something out of this disaster on his end, because he's the last one up. Definitely not the position you want to be.
No, not at all. He's kind of rotating around. I think he's realizing, oh, he's talking to somebody, but there's nobody there.
I think he's not even... Has he checked his tablet?
He just did. I don't know if
he just did. I heard that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, there
he
you go.
recognizes the issue now. He's got half a round left. He's got the 3 minutes, so he can work with this and play with G-Men a bit if he so chooses. He's definitely one of Rome's stronger players.
That's definitely what you have to do when you're 1v4. You kind of got to pop up, take a shot, run off, pop up somewhere else. 2 minutes remaining. He doesn't have a lot of opportunity for that, but anything's possible.
Yeah, and the last thing you want is to be flanked when you're the last guy up. It's all up to you to be able to make something out of this attack, and getting flanked just corners you in and puts you in this really helpless position. And it looks like that's exactly what Pupachu is going to try to do here as he moves his way around, tries to maneuver around Big Mike. Kind of opt more for the angle, but I think Zach Fontaine's going to be able to take care of that pretty easily, and G-Man will go up 1 point.
Yeah, I just don't think that aggressive 5-man down the center push was really a move to make up against a team like G-Man. I mean, that might work out on other teams, but I mean, as you saw, it just didn't go anywhere on this particular instance.
The smokes going out kind of gave away where the push was coming from, and G-Men definitely were expecting it after they knew exactly where that push was going to. And we're just able to, it was basically a Miracle Dev who just shut that down and took all the velocity out of Rome and just left it up to Lucky and Big Mike. But Mike was moving away from the objective and Lucky was moving toward it. Kind of comes back to what we've been talking about all this time, is that there's been definite communication issues.
Yeah, a little bit.
The team killing. This is the first day map of the entire series, so all things have hopefully returned to normal in how we perceive each other, but
Maybe it's just taking a little bit for their eyes to adjust.
a little bit of I'm going for the objective can go a long way. G-Men, on the other hand, they don't really like to get too aggressive, typically. We've seen instances of it, but usually when it comes down to it, they like to control the situation, run as a pack, try to get picks, and then move in the final minutes. Kind of similar to the EU, but maybe a little more faster paced.
Yeah, we definitely see a lot of them just sort of inching in.
Well, as we hop into this round 2, we'll have a mirrored spawn. G-Men will have that quick spawn.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
See how they take advantage of it.
Kill 'em
Man, as
all.
per usual, bring that shield. Like I said before, I don't think I've ever seen a round where he hasn't. He's been very effective on it.
Go.
That's what he does.
Keep going.
It's his thing, man. It's his thing. He's gonna go into the middle courtyard. Miracle Def will be able to find William Dunce off the get-go. Zach Fontaine will be able to find himself a gladiator. All the way across the map, nonetheless, by the tank. Gladiator was trying to get his flank on, but that got shut down. Now Rome are down to 3. The spread out defense is just not working for them. Anyone who tried to go for that spread is just shut down immediately. And now G-Men are thinking about getting themselves an objective. Big Mike's able to find Biggie Smalls. First pick for Rome. The man downs himself. Oh, that is awkward.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Especially with how close he is to the objective. That's an easy pickup for Rome. But it looks like a Miracle Dev will get in there with that needle quick enough to be able to get that res on. Now the smoke there is kind of blocking the remaining defense of Rome. They do have one person roaming the back. That is Man Bear Pig. He's been really good with those ranged shots, so I'm not surprised that they put him out there.
Yeah, with as spread out as this defense is, it's very capable right now. As Rome's kind of a little bit forward.
Yeah, Man Bear Pig made a peek, and Zach Fontaine saw him. Zach Fontaine will be the end of his story for this round. And now there's 4 G-Men actually, compared to 2 Rome. This is not looking like it's in their favor. Lucky and Big Mike are both very far off of the objective. Lucky does have a view onto it, though.
Okay.
He does have a view onto it.
And the man's
But
definitely
if
going for it.
The
He's
man's able to
sticking
find
in.
Lucky. He's able to get that very effectively. One shot. Oh, with a knife.
Yeah, he knifed him.
He knifed him. Very nicely
And
done. And now
Big
the
Mike,
cap.
I think has no idea, maybe?
Oh, can the communication
mark?
come out on G-Men to occupy Big Mike? The cap is coming out from the man. Big Mike's going to try to go for Pupachu. Pupachu defends himself, and G-Men will only take 1 point when the caps could have been possible.
You know, speaking of communication, if G-Man would have like communicated that they were capping too strong, I mean, Pubichu could have sacrificed himself in favor of the cap.
It's a little bit of an awkward radio transmission, or it's a little bit of an awkward situation to say, hey, Pubichu, can you just let yourself die? Or it's easy to occupy someone when you're the shield and allow the cap to happen with non-shield players, but when the shield is capping and the non-shield players have to, you know, occupy that last defender, it's a little harder because they're not as tanky as the shield is. Regardless, I'm pretty sure G-Men are pretty happy to take that single point, nonetheless, to take what they're given. They're going up 2-0 against Rome on map 3. They've already taken the W for the entirety of the game. We're fighting for MMR, and Rome are now on damage control. This is, so far, they're not plugging the holes fast enough.
No, they're bleeding points left, right, and center.
We're going to shift objectives now to the ice cream truck objective. Another very interesting one. I don't think there's one dull objective on this map that I can even think of. There's all these little fun little twists to every single objective on this map. This one, you've got multiple capping angles both inside and outside with a street in the middle, so it's really hard to see rotations coming out from the defense. But we'll see how it actually set up their defense on round 3 now. A little bit of strategization coming out on the spawn. We're going to see a bit of a spread coming out on the G-Man side.
It looks like they're kind of expecting a rotation around to the east. Does look like they're going to get it, so...
Yeah, there is a little bit of a spread coming out on Rome's side as well. They are sending someone far east. A couple shots coming out from Gladiator, trying to identify if anyone's inside that dark room on objective.
There is, but he's doing a really good job kind of aiming from cover. Definitely like that.
Meetups happening between Miracle Dev and Lucky AF on the west, or east side. I'm sorry. Lucky AF will become victorious out of that, getting Rome a pick of their own. Flanker versus flanker is what that is considered. The man will be able to find William Dunn. Zach Fontaine's able to find Big Mike.
Speaking of flanker, I mean, Pubichu's kind of... He's a little bit aggressive here, pushing up to the scaffolding.
Yeah.
Could do a good job covering this approach from Gladiator and Lucky.
Now the drone will be coming out from Rome. Gladiator, of course, I'd imagine. He's been really.
Oh, is he gonna catch Pubichu with that drone?
That'd be good. That'd be a good way to spot it out. He does have the place to be able to kind of, be able to shoot through the crack. Maybe catch Pubichu by surprise. I wonder if Pubichu heard the launch, though. Zach Fontaine will be able to find Man Bear Pig. The drone will be shot down by Biggie Smalls.
So looks like it's all to this eastern approach now.
Yeah.
And they seem to be retreating, kind of regrouping a little bit here. Figure out where they want to attack from.
The retreat, yeah, the regroup, I don't know. They're kind of spread out still. I wouldn't call it a regroup. But definitely they're kind of altering their plans. I think Rome is kind of opting for their more standard strategy of surrounding the objective, forcing mistakes out of G-Men, but G-Men were able to kind of interpret that and be able to shut down Rome before they can get into position.
And Pubichu seems to be a little bit aware. Now he's definitely aware of Gladiator's position.
Oh yeah, he's got that laser on. Gladiator's only got visual cover right now. That wood is not entirely bulletproof, so if Pubichu were to blind fire, there's a decent chance he might be able to find himself a Gladiator. Zach Fontaine will actually get that one. Now Rome is one man. It is Lucky AF.
Well, let's see how lucky he will be.
Yeah, he's got 3 minutes remaining, half a round, plenty of time to make a move, but he's going to get really aggressive on it, and that will get shut down immediately. G-Men will take a 3rd point. on Bazaar.
Yeah, I mean, G-Men, again, just really picking good defensive positions and just holding them down. And I don't think any of Rome even crossed center street. I mean, you just shut every approach down before it even really happened.
No, looking at the map, Lucky AF was the closest to crossing the street, but it only made it halfway. It just shows how well G-Men are just good at holding these angles and preventing Rome from getting into the positions that they so desperately needed to if they wanted their plan to work.
Oh, it looks like Rome's going to be on defense this round. I'd love to see Rome get at least a point on this map, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the map does lend itself a bit to the Volk, just a tiny bit, though. We've seen it's a weird situation. If you got 5 strong on Volk, you have a great chance of being able to defend it. But if you kind of are able to start picking off people, especially on a very spread out defense, that defensive advantage just falls off. It's gone.
Oh, yeah.
The rotations are extremely hard to do on this map, and the chances are you're going to get caught out rotating back to the objective, and quite frankly, that's the better scenario.
I mean, even if you're the last man standing on objective, like, you can't cover all the angles. So you have to kind of rotate around, and that's the perfect opportunity to get picked off.
Yeah, it definitely makes it very challenging to defend on a 1v whatever. It doesn't matter what number you throw at it. It's challenging. We're going to have a mirroring spawn for G-Men. G-Men are going to opt to send the majority of their force east side. Looks like Rome is going to send one as well, but the numbers on that flank are just not adding up for Rome there.
Doesn't sound good.
He's at least got him distracted. Maybe.
And so it looks like that they're going to, like G-Men are going to opt for their west side to be more of a distraction, kind of do like a 1-2 kind of punch, a fake, and then the main course afterwards.
Now, Gladiator's pushed himself up in a great little spot here by the dumpster. He could definitely, if he doesn't get too peaky right now, he can catch a few out.
He could, but a Miracle Dev is positioned in such a great spot to be able to find Gladiator, but Gladiator rotates it just the right way. He's able to find Biggie Smalls. Now Miracle Dev's going to go for that refrag. He's successful. And that defense falls away. G-Men are pretty clear to try to make this crossing. It's going to be a little challenging since Rome are watching it, but Zach Fontaine's able to find Lucky AF with a very nice angle. 2 walls. Now he makes his cross very cleanly. No
Yeah, and the
response from Rome.
The majority of the defense is over on the west side, leaving this eastern approach wide open.
Yeah, no, I think the defense does realize that the approach is coming from their back end. And it's going to be really challenging for them. The man now makes his push up on his end. Man Bear Pig is watching that. Recognizes the position and ducks down in just in time. Oh, and William's going to be able to find Zach Fontaine. Poopachu's going to try to go for that refrag. Won't be able to. G-Men now 3 strong. Rome as well.
And it does seem like Rome has rotated back. They have kind of a standard defensive positions now.
Yeah, it looks like there's been a bit of a change up in the strategy from G-Men's side as well. They're opting to go along the street side. And trying to make a more direct approach onto the objective. This is incredibly dangerous, though. It's just so open. There's not much cover, and there's plenty of places that you can get ambushed from Rome if you try to make this approach. But if anyone can do it, it's G-Men.
And I heard Poopachu call out that he's going to smoke OBJ and make a hard push.
And the man is rotating on that west side as well to accommodate that. Just the communication has definitely been there on G-Men. They very effective when it comes to their comms and using their teamwork as a strategy rather than their skill level. Not saying that they are lacking of any skill. That's a whole other story, though. William's in a great spot to be able to catch out Pupichu as well, though. He's kind of behind that corner, but Pupichu's not getting as aggressive as William, I think, thinks he will.
Yeah, he kind of expected somebody to be in the green room, which he was not. Now he's kind of in a tough spot, although I do see Marisol Dev there rotating around right on objective building.
He's in the southwest buildings.
He tries to go for William, it ducks in time and is able to get that pick. At the same time, Miracle Dev is on the back end of the objective. Big Mike might be able to catch him out. No, he runs right past him. Big Mike was not even aware of that drop-in by a Miracle Dev. But now a Miracle Dev is going... Oh, he dropped his tablet somewhere. He can't find it. They trade, and Rome will get a point on the board.
Yeah, it was a really good round from both teams. I mean, the defense was fairly tight. I mean, they kind of got a little bit over there to the west side, but they were able to rotate back appropriately. And, you know, G-Man's push in, I didn't really see it being very fruitful, as you saw. I mean, it came down to 1v1 with the trade. Rome getting the better side. Pretty even round there.
Yeah, I would say that some of these defenses do lend themselves to the defense there, but I think Rome really won on a fluke there. A Miracle Dev definitely had the advantage on so many times. He had that drop in, and that member of Rome was just not, didn't even notice him. He blatantly ran by him, and I don't think Miracle Dev was ready for that. And then he tried to go for the cap, but didn't have his tablet, and Rome now have a point on the board.
Now G-Men is on defense, and boy, the G-Men defenses have been real tight. Now, I know Gladiator's probably going to want to go for a cap. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a favor Gladiator to go for that cap, especially since he's down conveniently 2 points. Maybe force that round 3 decider, or I'm sorry, that 3-3 decider. But I'm not seeing so much of an aggressive push coming out from Rome to really make me, you know, convinced that cap is directly on their mind. We're seeing a 2-3 spread instead, one going into the alleyway on that 3-man squad, so there still is the support there, but they have to wait until the other 2 members on the east side for them to wrap around and apply pressure on the north. As some shots go toward Man Bear Pig, not able to find anything. Both teams are still 5 strong. A little bit of smoke there, trying to facilitate a rotation if possible. But Rome they're just holding back right now. They're waiting for their north guys to get into position to apply pressure, maybe find a pick or two if they're able to, but generally the idea is to be able to kind of the north side is to be able to negate rotation, force the defense to have to take care of that north side, or, you know, use the manpower over there so there's less on objective.
And Pupichu up here in the north could be quite devastating to this northern rotation.
Yeah, he's in a great spot. He gets spotted out, though. Rotating around to another window.
And there's one in the
But he's
northeast.
not getting too peaky. I think he's waiting for... Gladiator will be the one bringing the shield this time, not Manbear. Like I said, Rome has been really good when it comes to the shield. The shield's not easy to learn. But Zach Fontaine's in a great spot to catch Gladiator out in an awkward position. Gladiator's going to smoke that cross instead. Maybe Zach will be able to pre-fire his way.
Yeah, with Zach coming up here at a slight different angle, this could definitely really pressure Gladiator.
He's going to opt to go for a nade instead. That nade goes long. Will not be able to find purchase. Couple shots as Poopachu still tries to apply the pressure. Big Mike's able to find Miracle. I'm sorry, Miracle is able to find Big Mike. Now Zach Fontaine is rotated around to defending the objective, even though G-Men still haven't had any numbers to their defense yet.
Yeah, I really like that smoke the Gladiator threw out. It really gave him a good opportunity to rotate back.
Man's able to find Gladiator, though. The shield is down, and Manbear Pig's able to get a refrag onto Manbear. I'm sorry, onto Miracle. Now William picks up the shield, but gets shut down by the man. Rome are too strong. G-Men have 4 and are looking to close out map 3. Now Manbear has checked his tablet. He realized he is 1 of 2. And his support, Lucky, is a little far away from him and also probably a little preoccupied given the fact that the man is very audibly right there. Alright, he's going to rotate around. It looks like he's going to try to catch up the man from behind, try to rotate behind. He has 2 minutes left on the clock, plenty of time, especially with his proximity to the objective. But with yeah, no, go ahead.
Manbear Pig finally moving from the location he was at along the west wall. Guess you just felt like the moment was right, which it does seem to be.
Oh, and Lucky. Biggie Small's able to find Manbear. Now it's all up to Lucky. I don't even think he's aware of the man's position yet. The man's been really...
He did kind of shoot at him a little bit ago, although I don't think he was able to get an angle. But the way he's acting now, I do agree. I don't think he realizes he's there.
He's not. You know, I'm actually kind of on the fence. He's kind of facing toward him at times, but the man's doing some weird body movements that, you know, he's just looking up and down, but the, you know, how the game interprets his movements is different, but he's able to get a lock onto Lucky. He's trying to force that pick. He's able to see it, and G-Man will take map 3 and the game, obviously, after map 2, but 3-0 for G-Man. Definitely a very strong showing.
Bit of a clean sweep.
Well,
I mean, Rome was able to throw a few points against them. What did they get? 2 on map 2 and 1 on this, so 3 points.
yeah, they're very respectable points nonetheless. Very well fought, very well won on Rome's side as well. Just because it's a 3-0 doesn't mean that it wasn't a close game. We look for these games as casters because we know that they are going to be fun to watch, and it was definitely a very fun watch. My name is TFH. My co-host tonight is Xandria. I've also had Nightfire come in and help me out when we were having some technical difficulties. I know he's been in the background, but definitely huge thanks to him. Our sponsors are ProTube VR and VR Cover. I can't believe I haven't covered that yet, but definitely go check out their websites. They'll give out goodies to our winners, so definitely support our VR businesses as we always do. Xandria, before we head out, do you have any final thoughts for the stream?
Mostly just that in this game, I mean, the spread in leaderboard was fairly significant, and Rome still gave a really good showing. I mean, the points don't really show it, but I mean, each round individually, they were giving it their all. You know, they were giving G-Man a bit of what for. So good job from, you know, both of our teams.
Yeah, even in the discrepancy in MMR, there's still a very great showing coming out of Rome here. Always fun to cast them and kind of see what they are bringing to the table. And the night maps was something I haven't really seen come out of them as of yet. So definitely some new strategy, kind of some new meta is emerging in the league here. But on that note, it's something to kind of think about with the new meta coming out. We're gonna leave it off there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm casting a game tomorrow, and then it's Blaze, 5 Horsemen, and then Silent Purge and V-Wrath, I think.
Also, don't forget about our custom map tournament this weekend.
Oh, yes, that is happening this weekend. More casting details will come out as they emerge. But definitely something to look forward to in League, as you know, League players and non-League players alike make maps that they think will bring competitiveness to Onward. and I think it's definitely going to probably be a huge or a significant part of league play in coming seasons. So definitely something to watch out for. But with that note, we're going to sign off here. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Do what you need to, and stay mentally healthy. TFH out.
Have a good night, everybody.